Eric, I guess kind of like we were asking Darcel, but obviously you got a pair of guys that saw a lot of time last year. Just how valuable has that been, and how different is it this year? Maybe having those guys having gone through the ringer a little bit.
Yeah, no, being battle tested is a huge positive for those two. But from one spring, or actually no spring, to this spring, the good thing is instead of just working on alignment and execution of plays, we get a chance now to work on technique and skill development, and really making people miss and breaking tackles. Where that's kind of a big emphasis for us, especially in the past game coming off of last season. But they understand the tempo of the game now in our conference and what league play looks like. So those reps in practice are a little bit faster, and they're actually coaching up some of our other guys in the group now, which is nice to see.
Jones.
Coach, obviously Woody and Dylan are still freshmen, considered freshmen. I guess not how tough is it, but how much of a leadership role do you expect out of them, even though they're only freshmen? But like you said, they've been around the league 1 year now.
Yeah, I mean, I think for them it's lead by example first. Making sure that they're the first guys in drills, and they're talking to those young guys about some of the things that they're looking at on certain plays, and really just more of a kind of leading the group. Not some necessarily being so vocal as far as the whole team goes, but that happens organically. It happens naturally, and I think Dylan's probably a little more vocal, and Woody is just super consistent in the way he plays. So I think both of those guys will be able to bring some value, just to the whole team and the offense, just as the year progresses. But for right now, it's they're just working on perfecting their craft and then bringing those other young guys along with them.
Dan Portnoy.
Kind of on that, I mean, obviously Dylan and Woody played, split a lot of snaps. I mean, in a perfect world, do you feel better about having one guy go about it? Are you comfortable with two guys going about it? I guess just what's kind of the process there? And I mean, I know you guys are a long way from deciding a depth chart, but just kind of what's kind of the process with that?
Yeah, I hope I have a hard problem to decide, come fall in between those two guys, and they're giving me good reasons. They both are, so. I see those guys as interchangeable. In 2018 we won a bunch of games with two running backs in the backfield. At the last place I was at, and it was a couple thousand all-purpose yards between two guys. So anytime you can get your best players on the field, and obviously I'm going to be biased and say that those are two of our best skill guys. If we can get those two guys on the field as much as possible, then that's fantastic for us. So that's what they got to do. They got to focus on every day winning and improving, being the best at their job. Then they can go out there and give a reason so I can go in there and me and Coach Leach can go toe-to-toe and say, I want a lot more two-back, sets out there on game day.
Joe Coleman.
I know you all didn't have a spring last year to compare it to, so I guess maybe the comparison would be best for fall count. But obviously last year during the fall, you had Kylan sitting there and everybody kind of had eyes on him and things. I guess with Jaquavius and with Dylan, do you see, I guess, maybe an increased focus now that they know they are the guys now? There's no Kylan in front of them. There's nobody there. It's them now. They may have been focused all along, so it may be a bad question. But have you noticed maybe a difference in their mentality and how they're approaching things?
Competition. I mean, I think there's a competitive edge to both of those guys. So I think they push each other, but they also great teammates, both of them, kind of pushing, rooting for each other as well. So it'll be interesting. You have, Omni Wells is a walk-on guy for us, and he's doing some good things. And you're bringing two more guys come summer. So now all of a sudden you got a packed room back there, which is what you want, and guys pushing each other and competing. The iron sharpens our iron deal. So so far so good. They'll keep doing their thing, and I'll keep pushing them, and then we'll see how it shakes out.
Anything else for Coach?
Yeah. Yeah, Coach. Sorry, Joe Cook, WAPT. Joel mentioned Kylan Hill, and of course, you guys just had the pro day. And I don't know if you answered this already, but I'm curious from your eye, just seeing what Kylan did, over his career and his workout. How do you think he projects to the next level, and how that that talent kind of translates to what NFL teams are doing now?
Yeah, and I think you hit the word on the head with talent there. That's the thing. He's an NFL running back when you look at him. The size and measurables and the 40 time that he put out there, and some of his other just the drill work. And obviously, and only a couple games for us last season. He showed what he can do in the pass game, and that was kind of one of the last questions he had to get answered. And obviously when you catch a wheel route for 80 yards at at LSU there. That's a pretty good answer to the question. So he, he's got a bright future ahead of him. So whoever kind of drafts him or picks him up on their squad, they're gonna have everything to work for. They got to mold him their vision after that.